Hey,
Boop my own way.
we're live on
Hey, on it. So
on YouTube. My kids are with me, so they're playing their games. So it's probably going to be very loud.
You and I. No, 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 no. You're going
I'm,
live.
I'm trying to get.
You're going live.
I'm trying to get the link.
You're going live. You're going live though.
Hello.
No more, no. We're going
Whoever's
get me.
watching.
No, no. Don't get me. Don't get me. Don't get me. Don't get it. No. Over.
Here is the link.
All over the track.
Hi, Najma.
Oh my God. Anybody said cannot go up here.
Oh, what's ringing?
No, it.
Can you please shut that off?
Busy boys, door 5. Okay.
A curtain.
Go.
You can see.
Down my way, go. Down my way. Down my way, go. Down my way. I like down my way. Say that.
Join on Zoom.
He died over here. Oh my God! He's flying! He's flying! People are flying! It's a car! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Can you lower the volume so we don't hear the feedback?
Thank you, like mine. There you go. We did it. He does that like mine. Nope. I'm going to watch something else. Oh my God, that's hard. No one goes on my track. I want everyone on my track. So, no, Bo, no, you're going down, Bo, you're going down. No, he died.
Why am I in the wrong room?
He died.
Okay, I'm in the
No.
wrong room. Sorry, I'm in the wrong Zoom room.
No. He better die.
I'm in the wrong room on Zoom.
No, you can't get me, man. You can't get me. Wait, that's Shameless. Play with me. That's so
Which room are you all at?
Oh!
Am I just not able to log in to the right room? What is going on?
Hello, baby. Hello, baby. No, baby. That's not baby. That's not baby. Oh.
Najma, are you able to get into the room? Am I in the wrong room? What I don't understand is what is happening. Sorry, folks, technical difficulties.
Ow!
Daniel, please be careful. Are you guys having trouble getting into?
Mommy. I want fries. No more interested with food.
Mm-hmm.
Mom,
What is it?
fries.
You want fries? Okay. Yeah, that is the right link. Are you guys not able to get in? Try that.
Hey, down. They're not yours. They're not yours. They're not yours. Hey, don't teleport me. Look away. Teleport me. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I want...
Hello, YouTube. Are you there? So chat in the chat box. Hi, Ignacio. And where's YouTube? Right here. Okay, I'm sharing my screen from YouTube.
Hey, wait for me.
Let's see. Maybe we can do a whiteboard today. Where's the whiteboard? No, I can't do whiteboard because I'm sharing my face. How to cover my face. Hi. I'm just gonna cover my face like this. I'm covering my face. My kids are here and they're very loud as usual. Okay. I had a thought for a topic today, but then I already forgot it. I know what the topic that I wanted to talk about.
Not on my watch. I'm not even wearing a watch.
There's too much noise from my side, isn't there?
Think how sad they'll be if they wake up and find nothing under their blunderberry tree.
Oh, also,
All of Blunderbird
there's too much noise from my side on YouTube, and I was trying to talk, but I forgot my Zoom volume was off, so you guys can't hear me. If you could please help us out with our watch hours, leave your device on and watching us for the duration of this call. It will be about 30 minutes. And after this, we have a Korean English exchange where we read scripts and help each other out with vocabulary words in Korean and English. So, hey guys, would you mind going to the living room and watching your show over there? Raven and Daniel, can you guys please go to the living room?
I will at one place and to me.
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Okay. Thank you. So, who's here today? We have 3 people. Sanchita, me, and Ignacio. So let's see. The topic. You just do whatever you want. Okay, so this sentence, this statement, how is it viewed in your culture? What kind of connotation does this statement have? Is it something to be proud of or ashamed of? Okay, so these are the thoughts that popped into my head today because in Korean dramas we sometimes see or hear people say you just do whatever you want, and it's in a negative connotation, right? Oh, what is it? Suit yourself.
Maybe if we drive back this way, Exhange, deliver to these houses here, and turn around and
Suit yourself.
Man, so many houses. Butterburger is so big. Who's better to keep all these deliveries straight?
Hey Daniel, can you go watch in the living room, please? Can you lower this down then,
At
please?
this rate, I don't think we'll be able to deliver.
Oh, you're so considerate. Thank you. Um,
I will not hear it.
do you want to use a headset? Because my friends can't hear me. See, it's very close to the laptop, so they can't hear me.
Chico thought and he thought and
Oh,
thought
that's
some
so
more
loud.
till he remembered
It's
something
hurting my
he
ears.
hadn't
Ah,
before.
Neil? Is that you?
my
How
ears.
come I can hear you in my banana break?
Don't ask me, I'm just the narrator.
Can you lower the
He
volume?
remembered something he hadn't before.
I
Remember
can't
what?
hear, my friend.
Apple, the snoring, the bake shop, the town barberry tree.
Getting closer.
I thought you were considerate.
Putting on the berry lights.
This is the case of you just do whatever you want. Okay, but for me in my house, we do whatever we want, and we ask each other if you could do XYZ because it's bothering me, and it's up to the person to decide whether they do it or not. And then of course my conditioning comes up where I'm like almost shaming them, like I did just now. Oh, I thought you were a considerate person because he increased the volume of his show because he couldn't hear, and I said, can you lower the volume so that my friends can hear me? And he basically um he didn't. He just like increases volume a little bit. uh but it's not something that we punish people for in this house. um we just do whatever, and we accept each other as it is. How about, well, in American culture, I think mm, a lot of people still think about how other people will see them, but also at the same time they they are individualistic and do whatever they want, and myself included. What about you guys? Oh, so introduce yourself, where you're from. By the way, I'm Ranela from the US. And
Okay, I'm going to the living room
oh, you're gonna go to the living room with Raven?
now.
Okay, you're not.
And surprisingly, my video ended when I finished my food.
Mm. So what was I saying? Yes, introduce yourself, where you're from, how, and talk about this topic. I'll
Mommy, open it.
I'll mute myself on Zoom, but I can't mute myself on live.
Open it.
like you say, never is something really good.
Mm.
It's contrary. When someone says do whatever you want, it's don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Do whatever you want.
when somebody tells me that, I'm like, thank you for the permission. Go and does it like even harder than I ever have before.
That's applied to most of the world, I guess.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
In India,
And in the Philippines, there's a phrase actually, suit
Korea,
yourself. I don't know what suit yourself in Korean.
Koreans also say do whatever you want.
Mahamdura, hey.
Or for me, she told me in Korean, in English, with the same connotation that in Argentina. Do whatever you want.
Mahamdura, hey. How do you spell that? Maam. Why can't I type in Korean?
We are not so different.
Maam. Maam. Mam. Igo?
I don't know. I just said it.
I think it's maam duro, hey. No, that doesn't make sense. Does it?
Mommy, where will my chuppies? Where am my chuppy, mommy?
Are you what?
Where are my chuppies?
Your chips? Right here.
Mommy,
Like this? You want to eat it like that?
nah.
Okay, where do you want it?
Where are you?
On me. Okay. I hope it doesn't fall because I'm typing. I can't hold it. Do whatever you want. Maum duro is a nice thing.
Yeah.
Like
So it's like feel free to do it.
mm-mm.
I'll type it in the chat box.
And then what is it in Spanish?
Yeah, type it in the chat box.
You can say.
Mom will do it.
Okay.
Mam
I can. I'm
dero.
gonna put the
Mam
Argentina
dero,
version.
hey.
It's not the same as the Spanish.
How do you say it?
What do I do?
Hace lo que quieras.
How do you say it?
Así lo que quieres. Oh, that is not a nice phrase.
But this is in Argentinian Spanish. Like I say, like a neutral Spanish is us. With a theater.
Oh my gosh, why can't I type? Así lo que quieres.
Yeah.
In Filipino, it's bahala ka sa buhay mo. It's up to you how you live your life.
You have to go after that a big danger.
Yeah, I think like red flashing lights should be going on when you say that, when you hear this.
Something good to teach to the kids, you know. If you see that, it's danger.
But for me, like I have heard these phrases and I just don't pay attention. And originally, what I suggested to Sanchita, we call our group, like just she and I at the time, we were gonna be called Shameless, right? Because you have to be shameless to go up to people, ask them to be language partners with you, and then talk to them in a language where you can hardly speak a word, and then expect them to help you gain fluency and what is it? And help you with vocabulary and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we were called Shameless? Because we totally are right now. And then she was like, that's not a good, that's a negative connotation. It's a negative connotation to that word. I really don't feel comfortable using that word. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't mind being called shameless. So shameless. What is the word shameless in your language?
In Spanish, is sinvergüenza.
Sinvergüenza.
Yeah, I am. I don't have shame at all. I really don't have.
Sinvergüenza. Okay, I got it. Without shame.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it is good, I don't care. So I think in doing this, if I'm following my passion, so we are doing that with this. Like we're finding people to exchange languages with them. So I think it's a good thing. It's not being the picture. So yeah. As long as I find it, then okay. I don't care what anyone thinks.
Same. So in Tagalog, it is walang hiya. That's bad. Walang hiya, no shame. And it's also a curse. Like you can curse somebody by saying this word. Like walang hiya ka means like you're shameless and it's a curse.
So the only two words that I know from in Filipino, I talk bad words.
Don't say it here. Tell us later or put it in the chat box.
When I meet someone, I'm gonna say, hey.
So this one, I mean, it can be seen as a curse, and it's also like a statement that somebody has no shame. And in the U.S., shameless, I don't think it has such a bad connotation as it does like in other languages that I know. I feel like shameless. There are still some people who do believe in that kind of thing. Like if you say went home to a family dinner and maybe you didn't bring anything and you came empty handed, maybe that's being shameless, you know, like why didn't you bring a gift, why didn't you bring like a something to share kind of thing. But I'm kind of a mix between American culture and Filipino culture, so I'm not quite sure where Filipino culture, my Filipino culture starts and American culture ends, and vice versa. So our family, because my partner is also Filipino American, and we came here as children, we have made up our own way of living in our own family culture, and shame is not one of the things that we have in the house. Like everybody is accepted. Guilt is another thing that we have tried to eliminate. Like we don't try to guilt the kids too much because, like, sometimes the social conditioning from our childhood comes up, and so like I just did with my son earlier. I was like, oh, I thought you were a considerate person. Like that's kind of a guilt trip, shaming type of statement. But we try to avoid those kinds of things, and we just try to talk to them. So we have made our own family culture in our own house that's different from American culture and Filipino culture. So it's like a mixture. What was it like growing up for you guys? How was shame addressed or guilt addressed, or how did you grow up with a lot of guilt because of um, the way things were presented to you as children? like, oh, you shouldn't do that, that's shameful, and then you grew up with guilt because you didn't think it was shameful, but why were they telling you that it was shameful? So you felt guilty for doing it anyway because I don't know, like you felt compelled to do something. You felt like doing something, so you did it. But the adults in your house were like, oh my gosh, have you no shame? That kind of
It
thing.
was like that. It was like that actually. It's different because like until recently I was living with my parents, so yeah, it's like that. Or there are many, presumptions about religious things. So there are things that are shameful and there are things that they are according to the society, they are different, right? So I've always been uh, I've always been told not to do those things, right? So yeah, it's been a difficult childhood for me. Yeah, I still I still wouldn't do those things because just because my family considers them as shameful.
mm,
It will take a lot of time for me to break through, maybe. I'm not
mm,
sure. Yeah.
yeah. It took me all of my 20s to like try to break out of the the guilt trip. I think I was 33 when I finally was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just gonna be who I am. I can't continue to feel guilt towards the things that I'm doing. Yeah. You, Ignacio?
Mommy, cry.
No, I always do what I want.
From birth.
Yeah, really. I think it's something in the Latin culture, especially in Argentina. We never have excuses for something like that. We always try to be considerate with the others,
Mm-hmm.
but guilty? Why?
Mm-mm.
Guilty why? Because I don't have money, for example. What can I do?
Mm. Mm-mm.
It's not
Got you.
something that I do on a purpose. So if you have problem with that, it's like,
Mm.
oh, I'm that. Your problem, not mine. I don't wanna feel ashamed for that. I'm
Right.
gonna be ashamed if I do. I don't know if I commit a crime or something like that.
Wait,
Why?
what?
For example, in this moment, I
What?
don't have a lot of money.
What?
But
What?
I'm ashamed for that.
Mm.
No.
Are these
Mm-hmm.
like your person, people
Yeah,
who
probably
try
because
the
I don't
stick
know
man
if Latinos with Argentina or
into
maybe it's
pieces?
something. The person that
Really
we that
trying
know of
to?
Argentina is totally different for me.
I don't know.
But no, I never feel ashamed for something like that. I don't like it. It's something really stupid. Something that I
First
don't.
stick
For example,
like
it's something
me.
that I don't like about Korea.
Mm.
Korea feel a lot of shame. They're
Lots of
so
shame.
yeah, so shame, so shy. Sometimes you want to punch. What's wrong with
Come
you?
on, get with it, man. Wake up.
I spent close to 2 weeks with a Korean guy in the same room in a hostel. We don't
Ah,
speak,
yeah. They're very shy.
and now he's my friend.
Uh
He sent me a message. Hey, where you wanna go? Where you call me? I said, what's the problem with you?
huh. When he was in front of you, he didn't talk to you, and now that you're
No,
away.
what's something good because like I told you, we spent 2 weeks and a girl come that day to share the room with us because it was a mixed room, and she started to speak with both, and we made friends. So
So you
and we
needed a
have
bridge, an
yeah
icebreaker.
a woman bridge.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah, but
heard.
sometimes the guys we don't talk too much. Like
Yeah.
hi, that's it.
That's what I heard. I heard that Korean men like wouldn't talk to each other, like open up the conversation with each other. They would
No,
just
no,
sit there in silence and nothing. Meanwhile, if I meet somebody, I'd be like, "Hey!" In my mind, I'm like, "One, two, three, hi."
I don't agree so much the part in silence.
Mm-mm.
In my experience, I have a little problem with these guys that I was talking about. Uh, but yeah, when they start talking, it's like they
Once
really
you
like,
get,
for example, they really like the Latin culture. Big, we
mm,
don't care anything. We have, I don't know, we have one bottle of soju to bring. We don't have any money. Let's
oh,
share. That's it.
yes.
You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to think if you have or no, you can buy more. Don't care. Sure, that's it.
Right. That's really awesome that you got to experience how the Koreans were, and then you got to be friends with them. Um,
It's not easy. It's not easy to be friends with Koreans, to be honest.
I Hey, Koreans watching out there, disclaimer. Sorry, this is how we feel at the moment because we don't know you yet. But honestly, it's very difficult to get to know you. It's very difficult
Because
to break the ice.
they don't allow that sometimes. You have
Mm,
to push a little, and
yeah,
uh,
we
they make a
have.
barrier between two person.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
probably something culture. For example, a lot of people in Korea they know how to speak English, but they don't do it.
Mm,
And they know this guy. As I told you before, I think they probably this doesn't know how to speak English. That's why he don't talk with me. No, he speak English.
perfect
He
English.
hear me. He hear me that morning. I say, why is make so many noise in the bathroom? It's 7 a.m. Screaming and bad words. Be a little consideration. He understand me. I'm glad that he understand me.
Honestly, they've been learning English since middle school. So, compared to us who've been learning Korean for like 1 or 2 years, they have been learning since middle school. So they can read fast, they can understand, but they cannot speak.
They
So
cannot
that's,
speak.
yeah.
They can. That's a big problem. They cannot speak. They don't even try it.
Mm-mm. So
They
that's
don't even try
why
it.
now we have offered our programs to help them communicate in English. Like,
Wait, don't get me.
I think
No
that is
drink.
it's really good
No
that
get
you
me.
say because
No drink for me.
I'm pairing with Korean. They
mm,
try a lot of apps to meet people.
uh
For
huh.
example, in Korea, it's really popular couch surfing.
What is it called? Couch surfing?
Couch surfing, yeah. You have
Oh.
a social party in the app. You can meet people to do, I don't know, I want to walk in the Han River. You go
Mm-hmm.
there, if someone wants to apply, you either accept or not. It's really popular. And also you have a lot of kind of, I don't know the name, chat cafe. You go there and
Mm-hmm.
speak English. And it's
Yeah,
really
they
a good
do.
combo. Yeah,
And
I've
we
been
want to
members
be
of
like
that.
that. We want to be like that. So I hope
But
that we can entice more Koreans to join us and have a chat cafe with us.
yeah, that,
And
like I say, it's something really good in this moment that they don't want to go to another place, especially COVID.
mm-hmm.
I think it's really
So
good.
Zoom is really good for that. Um, we are going to have to call it a day here for this live stream, but you can join us again for the 3 o'clock Korean and English exchange, Ignacio, with Sarah, Marco, Shumara, and Sam, and Mina, if she's awake. um, because Mina's in the Philippines and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning for her. But anyway, thank you for being here. I hope that you had a fun conversation with me today, and we gained some insights about each other and each other's culture. It's such a short time, so we can't really go in depth. We could totally have a 3-4 hour conversation about this, and just talk about life and talk about what's different, what's the same. But ultimately, the reason why our global language exchange is succeeding is because we have a lot more in common than we have differences. So, um, thank you for being here. We really appreciate that you came. And
I can go picky.
I have to spell piggy. Piggy. Oh, look, I accidentally put two P's. 1p. Okay, and that's all the time we have for today. For this cultural exchange. Oh, I should write that down. Cultural exchange. Cultural exchange in English.
Mom,
With
look, so
oh,
silly,
that looks scary.
so creepy, so creepy.
Until next time, see you on Monday. This will be Mondays and Wednesdays here on YouTube Live. Bye. Thank you. Ah, what is it? Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to end this. I don't know what I'm doing. And
Just push on the button.
push. Back you. Okay. I just ended the Zoom and now I'm gonna end this stream. Thank you for watching. Bye.